Hi, BrenTech here, where tech is made simple. So with the end of support of Windows 10 last year in October, there's been somewhat of a migration over to Linux, especially for users whose hardware running Windows 10 cannot be upgraded to Windows 11, which makes perfect sense because why throw away perfect hardware when you can still run Linux perfectly fine? And one of the distros that has seen a big part of this migration is Zorin OS, which, by the way, as I mentioned in a previous video, Zorin rolled out Zorin OS 18 the same day that Microsoft ended support in October last year, on the 14th of October for Windows 10. So very good strategic marketing by Zorin. And then, as I mentioned in previous videos, there were 780,000 downloads. And then a little while later, it went up to 1 million. And then 3 months later, Zorin OS 18 passed 2 million downloads, as I posted in a previous video. And now, just to let you know that 6 months later, according to Zorin, with the release of Zorin OS 18.1 recently, Zorin says that after the release of Zorin OS 18, it has been downloaded over 3.3 million times. And I think that's got a lot to do with that end of support, as mentioned, of Windows 10. Now, just a quick recap. Zorin OS is a Linux-based operating system that's a very nice alternative to Windows, especially on older hardware. And I myself have used Zorin OS, and I find it quite a pleasant, and have found it to be quite a pleasant experience. And as you can see, the outlay is very similar to what Windows 10 looks like and feels like in a lot of the different aspects of the operating system. So I thought this was interesting. And although this is the case, over 3.3 million downloads, it's still really a drop in the ocean compared to your Windows user base, but still a nice move, and nice to see that there is an alternative for so-called out-of-support hardware, that a lot of users are moving to alternatives and not just throwing perfectly good hardware away and causing a lot of e-waste. So that's after 6 months. So it's going to be interesting to see after a year what this figure is going to be like. And obviously, if I get knowledge of that, I'll try and keep you guys in the loop. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.